Welcome to a rum-fueled treasure hunt in the sharky waters around the Jamsack Islands with Queen Raae. I'm your host, Captain Ola Vea, and today's guest is the great and powerful pirate princess.
And Tilly.
And Millie and Tilly, the Daegu sisters.
The Daegu sisters.
Hva sa du?
No, I think you can see them. You can see them a little bit.
Mamma sier man kan se dem litt nedi der.
You can see them a little bit.
De spiser gress.
They're eating their hay. They'll be more visible later. I'm going to make us all equally big now. So you have to center yourself, and Lillian needs to step down. So what are we doing today? We are importing the emails for everyone who has given us an email in Prune Follows. We are importing them into Outseta so that we can later email them. We don't know what's going to happen with Prune Follows in 2 weeks. We haven't decided yet, but we at least want those emails because the new Twitter API pricing is going to be $100 a month for us and not really give us what we need, but we're going to be exploring different options, and Outseta can also give us like an easy membership option or like payment option. So we're going to start by importing all the emails into Outseta. So because of why? So that we can email the folks who have given us their email for updates and reminders.
I like it. I like it a lot.
We got news. We got news. I'm gonna share my screen. Da, 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 da.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, let's share my screen and not sing anymore. Add to stream. Let's see if I can find it. Look at that.
Oh yeah.
I'm zooming in the wrong place. I am now the developer advocate for Outseta. Which is pretty exciting. And as I tried to explain in this little post here that I also shared on LinkedIn, is that I've kind of been fighting this. People who have followed us know that we've been doing dev advocate style content for a while now, but it's been what we initially set out to do was to become Gatsby authorities and kind of sell Gatsby plugins, and we'll do that for those who want. But I realized that the universe was trying to tell me that I need to be a developer advocate, and we need to be developer advocates. We're going to be the piratical developer advocate family. So this is a great opportunity because it's part-time. So I'll be working for Outseta 1 day a week for pay, and then 1 day a week for equity, because they have quite a special kind of setup of the company, or we have a pretty neat setup at the company. So, they're bootstrapped or self-funded or whatever you want to call it, which fits really well with us because we like, we like those kinds of projects. And yeah, as a follower, we've been doing, kind of similar activities for Outseta, a startup out of Berlin, which we'll also be using today. So it's kind of, so what I've written here is that 4.5 years ago, I went to the reunion for my university class, and you had to fill out all this like info about yourself that didn't really tell anyone who you were, but so that everybody was then supposed to guess who had written each post, and you had to complete sentences. And I wrote, in 5 years, I'll be a developer advocate. And then somehow life happened, and that kind of just got pushed back. But seems like I've been working towards it, and here we are. And I called it 2 years ago 4.5 years ago, and everybody else has called it because there's been multiple inquiries for me to talk about my experience as a developer advocate at Gatsby, which I never were, which might explain why people didn't want to buy stuff from us, because they thought we worked for Gatsby. And people did buy, but like not enough, I would say. Or what would you say, Ola? Maybe I'm spilling the beans a little too much right now.
Are you talking about plugin work on Gatsby plugins?
Yeah, and just I also have Gatsby, plugin reviews and Gatsby project reviews and Gatsby emergency call that you can book. And some people book, but it's not full time. So
It's not
anyway.
full time. No, that's true. Yeah.
Here we are. Okay, this is
good. So who are these Outseta people then?
Yeah, so it's gonna show that up. Good that you're here to like ask me this. I can't have this in mind. So you might hear I'm also got a cold, so I've been kind of laying on the couch all day, just like looking at people giving me congratulations and hanging out on Twitter, which has been a lot of fun, but not been able to code much because my head is all stuffed. So I'm gonna spit this out. So if you have any issues with that, you'll look away. Okay, I'm back. So Outseta is all-in-one membership software. So it lets you handle billing, authentication, and then there's also a little CRM, and you can send emails, newsletters, transactional emails, and those kinds of things. I think it initially started out trying to cater to SaaS founders because these are things that everyone has to make for their products, and it's quite boring. But that didn't really take. But then the kind of no-code movement came around with services like Webflow Card, Squarespace, and all of those things. And a lot of the non-devs wanted to make membership sites and kind of these types of products without coding, and they really wanted something out of the box for that.
Yeah.
So they kind of pivoted towards that audience. But there's a steady stream of developers also realizing that why do we code everything from scratch when there are no code tools out there? So I'm now a part of Outseta to kind of get that audience up and going again. And I've done some contract work for them, creating a React tutorial a year and a half back, I think. So they kind of already know me. I know them. So my initial focus will be to get to know the developers already using Outseta and see how we can serve them better. I'm thinking, better API docs, better guides, better examples, or more examples, I guess. And then we'll see what happens from there.
So what is the one thing you like best about starting in this new part-time job?
So what I'm really excited about is that it's a project that's already off the ground. It's a product that's already off the ground. It's already making money. And it's bootstrapped, so I get to come in and like join a team that has gotten something working and like help, I guess, accelerate that and like work together with that team. So I'm not like solely responsible for the whole infrastructure. There are some, back-end people on this team that know what they're doing, and together we can make magic.
Yes,
is that a good answer?
I like it. I like it.
And it's funny because I think I've been in contact with Jeff, who's one of the founders, for like 3 years or something. And then I did that project 1.5 years ago. And then now the stars aligned and here we are.
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
So what's the first thing you're going to do here at Outseta?
So this month I'm doing support to get to know everything.
You already started.
Yes. And then next month, I think I'll start by having a look at the guides and documentation we already have for developers and just start tweaking those and, see what needs to be done and then make a plan for where I can be most helpful and have the most impact.
So do you like doing support then?
I actually do. So that's one of the things I really enjoy with the, which you can still buy, everyone, the Gatsby emergency call. I really enjoy helping people with a specific technical challenge and then helping them get past that instead of being like, here's like everything you need to know about web development.
Yes.
I really enjoy like helping them with their specific actual problem that is holding them back right now in their journey or product thing. So yeah. So also if you have any kind of web project, secret. Like as long as it's React JavaScript-ish, you can book the Gatsby emergency call and I'll help you. Okay, so let's get to it then.
Yes, let's get to the how. The how.
Yeah, but I guess if you head on over to the blog and then you look at this blog post here, that's the description of the position. And then if you go down here, it showcases the way that we're structured, where you get both equity and pay. So that's kind of cool. Okay, let's get started. Let's get this window off.
Sure.
So now that I do this professionally, but just FYI, we are not paid to do these streams by anyone, and we'll probably not. This is where we play, and I'll try to make more edited videos. And we'll be super transparent about you know when we get paid and stuff. But we're using Outseta today, which we talked about. Why I'm choosing that. And we're using Outseta, who we partnered with to create Prune Your Follows, but neither of them are like specifically paying for us to do this after hours on a Thursday.
and that's why we used to call this show the unauthorized Anne Rumfield, but today I just said Rumfield. Is that because of your voice, maybe? It's more Rumfield than usual?
It's more Rumfield. I don't know. It's, it's still unauthorized because, we still do whatever we want on this stream. But yeah, so let's get to it. So what we want to do is that we want to sync all of the people that we have in our Outseta table into Outseta. So I've done some prep because I don't want to showcase everybody's emails. So in my kind of dev branch of the Outseta table or database, I've just created some dummy emails here, and then it's our emails because we're the only ones who've been using the dev version. So, and then I just added some dummy data here so that we can import them, and we'll be importing them into my testing account with Outseta as well. So here you can see I've been doing some testing while doing support. So here are some test people, and I haven't set it up properly yet because this is just my testing. Right. So I'll be creating a Prune Your Follows Outseta account later. But so that's the plan, is that we want to get these emails into here, into the people. Yes. And then I think we'll need to save the Outseta ID as well, because with the Outseta API, let's see if I can find the Outseta API documentation. With this Outseta API, you cannot post every time you post to the create user endpoint, a new user is created, even though it's the same email, or you get an error. I'm not sure. So if we already created a user, we want to do the put. We want to do put, which is update a person, and then post is add a person. So, what we're doing today will probably just do the add person, but then suddenly if something fails or whatever and we need to run this script again, or sometimes you need to run these sync scripts again because something has gotten off because you're syncing between different services. So if the user already has an Outseta ID, we'll need to use the put, and if it doesn't, we need to use the post. So I guess I'll just do a string table here and then call it Outseta ID. And I think we've used camel case so far. And it needs to be unique, and it used to be not null. Oh, but it can't be because we already have them. So some of them are null. So we're just going to create this Outseta ID. Okay, that's good. So that's the prep for there. And then we can see here that it already says synced all 9 users, and that's because I've also prepped our script a little bit. So I went into Outseta, and then I did get code snippet, and then I grabbed this get paginated, because right here we only have 9 people, but in in our production environment, we have over 1,000 users, and you can only get, I think, about 200 people per page. And a page, when you're like querying for data, a page is just that chunks. So let's say there's like over 1,000 users, and you ask for it paginated, you are getting, and you do 200, you're getting 200 at a time. And then you have to ask for the next page and the next page and the next page. So I've already set that up, but I want to go down to like 3, because then at least we get 3 pages, so we can make sure that the rest of my logic here works for this this test. And then I set up a count that is at 0, and then I will do something with this page of records. So here we want to create a person in Outseta and save the Outseta ID to Outseta. Outseta data, Outseta. This is gonna be fun.
Yes.
Yeah. So we want to do that here, and then if that doesn't fail, we go on to this next line that has then saved everything to Outseta. And then we get the length of what has been saved, so that we know that they are okay. Then we ask for the next page, and we set that on our page variable up here. And then if there is no next page, we set the page to null, so that we don't keep on running this do while. So a do while will always happen once, and then it will keep on happening as long as page has value. And then, if there is no next page, we've gotten through all the users. But if there's an error along the way, we'll console log the error, and then we'll send back error while syncing, but then also let us know how many users did it actually finish. So that I've already done, but I had 15 here instead of 3. So let's run it again and see if it will give us synced all 9 users, or if there's something wrong with the pagination logic. No, it seems like that's good. So, oh, sorry. So, why is it? Oh, can't set headers after they're sent to the client. Something is wrong here. I am not doing. Oh, we have a rest send here in the catch. Oh, and then, yes, we don't know. We can't send another response after we've sent responses. That doesn't work. Let's try again and see if we got an error. No error. Good. Good job, us. So the first thing we want to do is then create a person in Outseta. So we will have to then, so this I haven't planned, so let's think it out. We'll have to loop through all the records and create a person. And then we need to have some sort of array coming back with the Outseta ID and the Outseta ID, so that we can save it, so that we can update Outseta. So let me write that. So for each, let's say that here, for each record, in Outseta, for each record in Outseta, create a person in Outseta and save that Outseta ID to Outseta. Okay, so for each, create a person and save the Outseta ID to Outseta. So with Outseta, you can actually update a bunch of records at the same time, but I think we'll just do it one at a time, since that is what we need to do with Outseta. Let's check the API if there's like a bunch. No, it doesn't look like we can add many people at the same time. So we'll add 1 and 1. So then we'll need to do a for each record.
What if you had
Record in page records. This is like when you stream. It's like, is it var? Do we have to do like const record in? No, we just do record. Well, let's have.
I don't think it's in. That is in the for thing.
Yeah, but it's
in for each. It's not kind of this kind of function thing. You do it for each and some kind of. I can look at my code. I can look at my Gatsby node code.
Oh yeah, of course. It's so now I'm like, this is what streams does for you. For each. Oh, but then we have to do things asynchronously, and I always forget how to do that with with loops. So let's do async.
Yeah,
loops,
you need to make a little bit of a, what do you call it, callback or whatever, like a fat arrow thing.
So, but then
you're not doing it.
Async. Await in a for, because you can await in a for loop, but you can't await in a for each loop.
Sounds reasonable.
So let's do a for in then.
Okay. Okay.
So when you stream, like all of your regular knowledge just like kind of evaporates. So let's do that. For in record in page records. So let's just start with a console log so that we know what we're doing.
Yes.
Let's do
yes.
Record. Oh my god. Ah, right. Let's do record email. Okay. And I don't think we're gonna do the success here. We'll have to do it here. If we then await something, we'll just do plus equals 1 so that we know that only that one thing has updated. Okay, so let's do it again. Let's do it a little at a time so we know where our errors are. Okay,
yes.
Record undefined.
Oh.
Get paginated record. Isn't it page records? Well, let's just do the whole record. See, this is why I have not coded today, because my brain is just not with it.
Okay, so you're saying it's because of the cold, it's not because of the streaming.
It's all of the above. It's the excitement. It's the don't want to mess it up. Well, look at that. Records.
Oh,
it's an arrow of 3 and there's emails on there.
Yes. That's right.
So why is the record not? Oh, because that's property. Oh, so in a for, this is a for and not a for in.
It is an in the parentheses there. Isn't that a for in?
Yeah.
I think it is.
But it says, maybe there is no.
There's a for in. They call it for in.
Yeah, but it enumerates over the keys and not over the object. It's not the same as for each.
No.
So
it's not.
I am. Oh my god. Why can I can't even write a loop today.
You'll just have to keep on trying and trying, as you say to the pirate princess.
No, but here, for const element of array console log element.
Yes.
Why is so it's for of, right? That's what I thought. It's for of. That's what I tried to do earlier. Okay.
Ah, I see.
There we go.
Look at Tilly. Tilly's running in her little wheel.
And I guess this is why our AI-powered overlords will be helpful, because they can then remember this for us instead of me having to remember it when I have a call. Okay, there we have the emails. Great. So for each of those, we want to make a request to the Outseta API.
Yes.
Let's use our trusted Let's use our trusted Axios.
Yes. Axios.
Do we have that?
Axios is actually a river in old Macedon where Alexander the Great and his father Philip used to ride around on horses.
Yeah, we already have access in this. Oh, is it? I didn't know that.
No.
Okay,
Well,
so then we'll need to wait. And we're going to get something back. Outseta record or something. Outseta result. Outseta result.
yes.
Equals await Axios. And then post.
Yes.
And then the URL. And then our data. Okay. What am I doing? Oh my God. How am I?
Did you just tell yourself I'm okay? I'm okay. I'm okay.
This is gonna be fine. This is gonna be fine. It's fine.
Are you like the dog in the room with his coffee cup and the whole room is burning?
Yes, I am.
This is
like
fine.
I am literally burning up. Like literally burning up. So
yeah, I see.
let's go and have a look at our docs for the URL. So our URL is yeah, this is something I'm gonna fix because there is a little bit of an error in the
Oh, I like that.
in the URL here. So
I like fixing errors.
yeah. Now I can't even see it because I'm yes, here. For the URL, I'm gonna bump this font for us. Set the domain name and append, and then it's twice here. So it's API version 1. And then you have to use your own domain here. So Raae testing.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do Raae testing. And then it's the API. And then it's CRM people, I think. Yeah. CRM people.
Oh, so we're actually putting them into the CRM.
Yeah, so we're putting them into the CRM side of things.
And then we send the emails. We say to the email thing from the CRM, hey, we're going to send emails. Is that how it works?
Yeah.
Cool.
And then look at this. We even have a Axios example here from Postman.
Oh.
So because we also need to set the authorization header. So that's the config. And then they just do Axios config. Well, they do all of it in the config, but let's not do that. Let's do headers. And I think if we go to the Axios documentation, we can set all of this up. It's so funny when you search Axios, you get this like breaking news about American politics, but you want this one, getting started.
Oh, Axios is a news site?
Yeah, I think so.
The
Axios instance. So we can set things directly on our Axios instance. So let's do that. And then it will be used the same will be used for configuration will be used for everything. So oh my God. I'm gonna be fine. Okay. So and then we can I didn't even change that. Outseta API. And then we can grab this part here, which is the base. And we can put that as the base URL. And we just want to keep whatever timeout they have. But then we need to do the authentication header. So let's go back to Outseta, getting started. We need the authentication header to look like so.
Yeah.
And I think it's just
it's not going inside the URL, is it? It's in the header.
Yes, it's in the it's going to be put in the header. And it's going to be headers and then authorization. And then we put that in there. so that it knows who's asking for it. So there's different ways of like solving this when you're creating an API. But here they've solved it this way, where it's that,
Okay.
and it's similar to what user list does, I think, if I remember correctly. So you make your own kind of, it has to be on this format. So we want to do process and ooh,
Next.
and then Outseta key, and then so I already put this in our environment variables that I'm not gonna show you. But one
Good.
thing that's actually great with Outseta is that you can create multiple keys and then you can delete them. So if I'd shown it to you and then I could go in and revoke that key and create a new one.
Yeah. Good.
Secret. Okay,
Yes.
so now we have our base stuff happening and we don't have to type that again and again if we're going to use it multiple times. So then we just do Outseta. No, we're going to do await Outseta API and then post CRM people and then record email. And then if this succeeds, we add one to our success counter. Let's call it
Is that
success counter.
is that success counter the thing that Benedict was talking about? No.
Yeah, well, it's similar because if something here fails, like maybe because what I'm going to do now, I'm going to set the success counter after we've done both the Outseta call and the Seda call.
Yeah.
So, maybe this one actually works, but then the Seda call fails. Then we're kind of off by one where, yes, Outseta success, yes, but Seda success, no. But we'll then get it as a no because one of them failed, right? So.
Oh, okay. So the success counter kind of gathers up both of them.
Yeah.
So
if I wanted to be more, granular, I could do then an Outseta success counter and a Seda success counter. But we're just using this for debugging, so it's not like it's not critical. And then we'll do Seda, and what's great about Seda, is their type safety, so I can just like, VS Code here tells me what's happening, meta, and then we'll do update. And then I think if we just use the record ID that we have from Seda already, and then we use the Outseta result and then ID. So let's see what the results are for in the documentation. Outseta ID. Let's see what the Outseta result would be from the API if they tell us that. So example response is, example response will be the full object, and then we want what they call a UID because UID, the U stands for universal, so it's unique in the whole universe of Outseta. So I'm guessing the results we get from, if I remember correctly, the results we get from an Axios is a results object with data on it. So it's actually the data. So Outseta. This needs to work. Otherwise, okay. Outseta data. I'm renaming data to Outseta data, so it will make more sense down here. So we'll do Outseta data, and then it was UID. Okay. And if both of those work, we want to do the success counter. And then we can console log if that has worked. So let's do updated Seda record. So I usually litter my code with these while I'm like exploring, and then I remove a lot of them before before going to production. Added Outseta. Okay. Do we think this is gonna run on the first try?
No. Do you?
I don't know. I
You
don't
coded
know.
so much, though. You didn't have to do that. You could
I
have.
know. I just got caught up in it. I
That's
just
good
got
then.
caught up in it.
But maybe
Okay.
it's good now that you do. So
Okay.
did you like your Dubelius?
I did like my Debelius.
For those who are not familiar with the country of
Oh my
Sweden,
god, I think it worked.
what? That is good.
Boom!
Oh yeah.
Maybe I
Oh
should
yeah.
just have a cold all the time. After
Yeah.
that 4 debacle, which was just this worked.
Oh yeah. Well, I'll drink to that. Cheers.
I'll drink to that. Debelius. That's some kind of grog. So Debelius is this little guy here.
You can't really see it, but his hair is actually a squid. He might be like the original Kraken.
Okay, so but this is where it's gonna fail now, because if we do it again,
Yeah.
Outseta is gonna complain that they already exist, I think, or they're gonna add them twice. So let's see what happens.
But why do you do it again then?
Because I wanted to see what would happen. Look at that. All of them are unknown. Oh. Did they not get their email created? So it didn't really work.
Is this the one, or did you do it again?
I did it twice. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14,
But you can see the
15,
clock. It's clocked in there with
16.
1 minute difference,
Yeah.
isn't it?
So yeah, so they've added it twice, but so it didn't completely work. So why did the email not go in?
We kind of want the emails, don't we?
Yeah. So somehow the email is not. Oh, I think I know why. Because I think all of their code is capitalized. So we need an email on there.
Ah.
So let's try that again.
Wait. Can it take away the terminal? Yeah.
So here we had email with small e.
Are you just telling me that you named it wrong?
Yes.
Just like Benedict said.
I wouldn't say, like he said, naming is hard. Like it's hard to come up with a name for things. This was a spelling error, but it also is because JavaScript is like email with a capitalized e and a small lowercase e is not the same. Or I guess it's so. But
So
anyway,
it's not actually naming.
it's like not actually naming. But what I do like is consistency. So at least for this API, like every one of these have are capitalized. It's not like, oh, email is small e and then first name is a big E, right? I've experienced APIs like this, so that's good. And as you remember, or no, as you might see, like I did it correctly here with the UID, but not on the email. So let's run it again, and we're gonna get another 9 people in here, and then we're gonna fix that so we don't keep adding people, but actually update people. Let's see. Oh, look at that.
Oh yeah.
So this is pretty good.
Yes.
So why are they down here and then the other ones are up there? So it's
Because
search. Oh, it's searching by email. It's not searching by created. There we go.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So let's just delete all of these. Clean. Always good to clean up after yourself.
Yes.
I would have loved, though, if the API had thrown an error, because just creating an account with nothing in it. Well, there might be use cases where you want to create the account first, get an UID, and then ask a customer for more information. But at least you should have like one piece of information before you add it. So we'll be discussing that for version 2 of the API.
But if I got an error message, I can still do it, couldn't I? Or would it stop?
No, that would probably have stopped you.
Oh.
Okay, so let's run it again just for fun, so we can see if it actually adds everybody once more, or if it's trying. Yeah, so error while syncing. So I am guessing that we are getting. Are we not getting our request failed with status code 400. So we're not getting a very good error message. Let's try again. I am guessing it is because you can't have two people with the same email address.
No, that's good.
Yeah, a validation error has occurred. So that's good. So what we want to do then is that if we already have a if we already have a Outseta ID, we don't want to create a new person. We want to just update the email, right? So if the record already has an Outseta ID,
Yeah.
then we want to put, and if not, we want to do this. And also, if we already have an Outseta ID, we don't really need to update Outseta records. So we save kind of one call here, because the Outseta ID is already saved. All we want to do is update the email. So, I mean, this could happen if somebody changes their email in our, we don't have the feature yet, but in Prune Your Follows, if somebody wants to update their email, they can update their email, and then we'll update the correct person in Outseta. But so what happens if they update to an email that's already there? Interesting. We'll figure that out later. So then we'll need to do a put here, and it's a put to the same endpoint. And let's check the endpoint and see what it needs. So we can update with everything we want, but we also need to add. Okay, so we need to add the UID, Outseta UID, to the path. So we'll do that. We'll do. Then it's going to be, template literals or whatever it's called.
I'm going to see first.
So there we go. We're going to do CRM people, and then I guess we need a slash Outseta ID, and then just to be consistent, I'm going to change these to template literals as well, and then we'll just update the email.
Okay, Lillian wants to show you something. Are you ready?
Yes.
Come hit. Can you make us big? Come in now. Chuck.
I can make you big.
Maybe ikke store.
Wait, I'm gonna move you up there, and then.
Nei, mamma, det var feil.
Okay, come now.
She's like, Mom, you're doing it wrong.
Are you ready? Can you see it?
Hvem skal vi se først?
Get up. You see that? What is it?
What is it? Is it a grape?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's pretty funny because I bought a red grapes.
Oh, and one of them was green?
One of them var en av dem grønne, sier mamma. No. She peeled off the skin. So she showed me that the other green grape. She showed me to me. She was like, "Hey, look at this!" And I was like, "What?" Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna keep going. Okay, I'm gonna see again.
No student. Yeah.
I see it. I see it. Oh, green, red.
Yeah.
Good job. Okay, so if there is already an Outseta ID on our Outseta, if there's already an Outseta ID on the record, we want to do an update, which is a put request to Outseta.
Yes.
And then we just log updated Outseta person. And then if there's no Outseta ID, then we'll do a post because it's a new person. So let's test if this then works, because we can go into our Outseta, table here, and we'll update. So let's just say Ola now has an updated. Ola plus updated. Then we can also add another one. So these two rows should be something when it's in production, but we're just like adding people here for fun. So we'll just do a Outseta test ID. ID. And then the email should then be test@test.com. What a great I am at this. So this one doesn't have an Outseta ID. It just has a Twitter ID kind of over there. So let's run it again and see what happens.
Yes.
Oh, synced all 10 users. Well, that sounds great. So let's just make sure everything is updated here. I did a refresh. I don't know
Look,
if that's
there is
needed.
the
And you can
one.
see it. Ola updated. And I think
Yeah.
maybe, yeah, you had you were created and then you were updated. But I think kind of your main name is it looks like to be like the first email you got.
Yeah.
But I think also I can go here and then edit a person. So if I wanted to, if I know who it is, I can add this. Oh, we can do profile image. Then we can grab the profile image, the Twitter profile image, and it will be easier to add.
Yeah.
And then you can also do, they're not visible in Outseta, but I just voiced an opinion that I think they should be. And
They're
that
not
is
visible.
that
What is not visible?
these custom properties. So we could also add the Twitter ID.
Okay.
So, because
But
the
you can't do
SATA,
it when you're in the UI.
no, and I don't think you see it in the UI. It's more for kind of integrations, robots talking to each other. But
Yeah.
I think there should be a possibility to show some of them, because here, for instance, I might want to do Twitter ID, which would be the record ID, because then it's easier for me to, if somebody is replying to these emails, or I want to see who got the email, I could then easier find them on Twitter and like Twitter username and all of that kind of stuff. So if we run it again, we'll get the Twitter IDs. And I don't think they'll show up in the UI, but we can see them if we do a request for all the people in Outseta.
Yep. Good. I like it.
Yeah, so I can't really see it anywhere. What happens if I click this thing? Nothing. So it's a link only on the front page. Because what's kind of cool, if you go to like here, what's happened, like when all of this is gone, you have this quite cool activity where you can
Yeah.
see everything that's happened on your account. And yeah, now it's been updated to Ula updated. So it just took a little while before it kind of updated to that as the ID. And then I updated it to Ulavea. So it's using the name if there is a name, and it's using the email if there is no name, I
Yep.
guess. And then you can see here like how many people have have created. And then when we want to start charging money, we can make a plan family and then we can make plans, and then we can even have one-off add-ons. So we could be like, oh, you want AI as well? Like, hey, give us some extra cash. Anyway, we're done. We made it happen.
Oh
Look at
yeah.
that.
Okay. Okay,
All these
Lilian.
people are
Nice.
now in this one. I'm gonna do a summary and stuff, so you can just like prep her that this will happen.
What did you say?
She didn't
What
seem
did
like
you
she
say?
wanted to come. You can tell her that she can come in a little while.
Okay. You're not done. Is that it?
We need to do our summary, the why and what and how and everything.
That's right.
Okay, so what did we do today, folks? We created a little script that will sync the people we have here in our SATA database. So this is dummy data because we don't want to expose people's emails. So we wanted to grab all of these email addresses and push them into Outseta, and also then save the Outseta ID so we have that for the future when we want to update a person in Outseta. So in Outseta, it then looks like this because we
But
have the
why?
people
But
over here.
why?
Well, that was the what. And then the why is because we want to then send them emails. So then we can send a broadcast here. You know, we are shutting down because of
Shitting down.
we're shutting down because of reasons.
Yeah, or something.
Yeah. And then we
Me-
can send that to, I guess, everyone who's on the newsletter, which we haven't. Oh, we haven't added them to lists yet. We'll do that later.
Yeah.
No, we can do it segments, which we can do a segment, which is everyone. But this is just our test account anyway. And then we can send a nice little email here from the system to everyone. And we can even schedule it. And I haven't played around with this much. It's going to be fun. Anyway,
Yes.
so we wanted to get everyone from here into here so that we can start communicating with the users of Prune Your Follows. And we did that by creating a little script.
Now you're on the how.
Now we're on the how. So we grab all of the users from Outseta. So here I set the size of the pagination to 3, just so that I am sure that we are paginating in this little dev sample. But for the larger prod database, we're going to up the size. And then for every record we get back from Outseta, yeah, we say it here. For every record in Outseta, we then create a person in Outseta or update the person in Outseta. So if there's already an Outseta ID, we want to update, and then we use the put method, HTTP method, instead of the post. So if we already have this person that's set up, we just update the email address and the Twitter ID in case, well, the Twitter ID will never change. So let's not update that. We'll just update the email if the email has changed or not. And then if there's a new person in there, we want to send in the email and the Twitter ID. And when we've added the person, we then update Outseta with the we update Outseta with the Outseta ID. And then if if all of this goes off correctly, we do the success counter +1, because we just want our little script to let us know how many we've synced. And then if something goes wrong, we console log with the error, and then we let yes, that's all I had for today.
That is great. Okay, Lilian, är du klar?
Oh, but I have a plug.
Yeah, do it.
I have a plug because, as you know, what we talked about at the beginning of this stream is that, I'm now a developer advocate for Outseta, but we've also been doing DevRel type things for Outseta.
Yes.
We partnered with them to create Prune Your Follows.
Yes.
And from that, there is content has come out. So if you want a quick overview of the 3 ways you can do search with Outseta, and it's also very educational, Anyway, it's worth watching even if you don't use Outseta, because it's gonna show you and explain to you the difference between the regular kind of search we have in databases that we've called partial match, and then fuzzy search, which is kind of the search that we know to be the regular search these days, where you can do some spelling errors and stuff like that. But then also semantic search, which is AI powered search. So it gives you an overview of those 3 types of search, which is a good primer to have these days. And I would love it if you went in there and gave it a like and a little comment. That would be very helpful for us.
So you go in there on that thing that's called search and comment.
3 ways.
Did you make it 1 day ago?
No, I made it a couple, but it got released yesterday.
Ooh, I didn't know.
Look at that. I'm pretty proud of it.
Yeah. Look at this.
I also talk. You can't hear that, but look at that. And I made little look at that. I made little emojis and
Yes.
the code section goes really fast. It's not like me typing. I just do and then look at that. I also did a little subscribe so people can subscribe for more data comments. And this is the podcast that you've been referencing today that we did with Benedict. Anyhow, that's all for today. Is she ready?
Are du klar, Lilian?
Oh, it looks like the Million Tilly ran out of battery again.
They always do.
It's funny because the phone is actually charging while we stream Million Tilly. So it's actually consuming more electricity than it's getting.
Yes. It's tough. Okay, Lilian, om du kommer.
Or you can just do it without her. Tell her you just do it without her
Okay.
if she doesn't.
Jeg kan gjøre det uten deg. Hun kommer nå. Kan du gjøre oss stor?
Yes.
Thank you. And I'm gonna sing my song. It don't take long. And it goes like this. 1, 2, 3. We did a prune your follows treasure hunt with gems that Queen Raae. And our guest was the pirate princess. I'm Junior Dev. Ooh.
And then we wave awkwardly. Or I wave, you make noise.